Happy Sunday, folks. Um, I did not have a good Sunday. I'm complaining. I don't even know what's going on. Lately, I have been somewhat feeling very negative, right? If you're negative and you keep thinking more negative things are going to happen.
I don't necessarily think more negative things happen. I think you only see the negative in things that are happening rather than when you're in a positive mindset, then you're able to kind of let the negative slide
Hmm.
and see the benefit or see the positive in the situation. But when you're in that negative mindset, that's all you can focus on,
Yeah.
I think.
But anyways, so then this morning I had to go to Sephora and I was returning a couple of things that, I didn't like because one, I found that the foundation that I had made me look a little bit greasy, made me look too shiny.
Yeah.
And I kind of have a combination skin. I think I have combination skin where it's like oily and dry. But I think with the wintertime, I'm more on the dry side. But anyways, so I went to return stuff. It was just me and Trumpet in the car. I went in the parking lot and I made sure that I got my money back from Sephora. Like I was making sure that everything I did bring back was returned, and I didn't get jokes or anything. Because I spent a lot of money at Sephora yesterday, more money than I've ever spent before. So I was looking through it just to make sure, and I'm just chilling in the parking lot, not thinking anything, and then this van pulls in, not thinking anything of it. Didn't even notice that she was actually parked close to me. Didn't even notice that someone actually drove into the parking lot, to be honest. And then my car just shook. And I was like, oh my gosh, she hit my car. Yeah, right. She really hit my car. So I kind of like leaned forward like this to like look at her because it was older lady that got out the car. She was getting back out of
Backseat.
the back seat on like right behind the driver's side. And I was like, did she really hit my car? And Trumpet was staring at her too. And I'm staring at her, but she only saw Trumpet. And then after she kind of like leaned forward to look to see if anybody else was in the car other than my dog. And then she saw me and then she just kind of like smirked. And then she was about to literally go about her life. Like she just closed her door, didn't think anything of it. She was about to wait for her daughters to get out the car. And I looked at her and I said, okay, maybe she's gonna apologize. Is she gonna tap on my window? Like, does she even know that she hit my car with her door? So then I rolled down my window and I said, excuse me, you hit my car. And then she was like, I didn't hit your car. And I'm like, my whole car shook. And then she was like, I didn't hit your car. I had my hand right next to the door as I opened it. So it was my door. It was my hand that hit your car. And I looked at her like, is she serious? Like if you've ever had someone hit your car with a door, you know what it feels like. You know the sound of it. So like I don't understand why she was lying. And she was trying to
Yeah.
say it was her hand that shook my car.
Yeah, if it was enough force to shake your car, that would have hurt her hand.
Exactly.
Like she wouldn't have just went about her life
Yeah.
without being like, "Ooh, that," like shaking her hand, nothing.
Yeah. And I said to her, I'm like, no, you hit my car. And she was like, she just shrugged. And I was like, are you serious? And like, not even an apology, not even, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it. It's not me that was driving. But like, she could have like said, all I wanted really was an apology. Like, I'm sure she didn't damage my car at the time that I was thinking. I wasn't really thinking much of it. I was like, hey, you gonna apologize? Like what's gonna happen? And she didn't care. She was just like, meh, yeah, that's it. Yeah. like a cat. I'm like, are you serious? And I'm like, okay, girl, what's your insurance? Like, cough up your license and your insurance. So, anyways, I took a picture of her insurance. And like, if she had just apologized, I probably would have let it go. But because the way she reacted, it kind of made me more angry. I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, all you
Yeah.
had to do is say, I'm so sorry, like, that's it. But she was like, who cares? That's what she said. She was just like, yeah, she just parked too close. And I was like, so why did you park so close?
Well,
That
like you
that that was
said,
my response to
because the
her.
daughter was learning how to drive. She's probably got her G1 license. Can't even drive by herself. That's why her mom was in the back seat and she had her friend in the passenger seat. So she pulled in, and instead of her mom telling her to correct her parking, she just left it be.
Yeah, and then they all got out the car and still got the car instead of being like, hey, you really did park close to her. Maybe we
Yeah.
should move. She couldn't even actually get out the car without like squeezing in between. Like she literally
Hmm.
squeezed out of the car. And that's when she hit my car. And I was like, are you serious? But the thing that pissed me off was like, why are you lying? Like, why were you trying to lie and say it was your hand that hit my car? And I'm like, I wasn't born yesterday. Like, I know I look young, but I wasn't born yesterday.
Yeah. But like at the end of the day, all you had to do was say sorry.
Yeah.
Be like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean to. Let's take a look at it, see if there's anything there,
Mhm.
like just be freaking civil about it." And at the end of the day, you would have been like, "Yeah, there's really nothing.
There was no mark. Like, I didn't
Like
see
there's a
anything.
tiny little scuff. It's
Yeah.
not like a dent or anything." But like at the end of the day, that's all she had to do, and you would have went out, looked at it, and be like, "Yeah, okay, it's fine. Don't
Yeah,
worry
she
about it."
came back. She went to the store with her daughters, and then she came back alone, and she took a picture. So then whatever, I was like, oh yeah, that's actually a good idea. So then I got out my car and I took a picture of both her car and my car, and I took a picture of her license plate. Even though I had a picture of her insurance, I was like, you know what, just in case, let me take a picture of her license plate.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand. Like, what is so hard with apologizing these days? It's just a simple, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like I just don't get it. But anyways, that kind of like threw me off. I was angry all the way home driving, and I'm like, what is wrong with these people in this world? But yeah, no, I'm in a much better mood now. I kind of just let it go, but I was like, I wonder if there's cameras in this parking lot, just in case she was gonna come back and say I'm the one who hit her car. Because I mean, it would have been 4 against 1, right? Like she had
Yeah.
her and her daughter and whoever they were in the car, and it was just me and my dog,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, I wonder if she's gonna come back and say that I hit her car. She better not, because you guys, I'm not playing.
But you said she didn't ask for your insurance or information.
No,
So you only have hers.
yeah.
So it is what it is.
I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, why lie? But why not just apologize? She just went, and then at the same time, she kind of just smirked while she did, like, I don't really care. Like, what is wrong with some people? I don't get it.
I'm not sure.
It kind of just, it made me so mad. Like, I was actually very angry driving home. But anyways, I had to let it go. So anyways, tell us something good with you. tell us something good. What's going on, Curtis?
What's going on?
Yeah.
I mean, not much. For me, I guess it's not necessarily something good, but I guess it's okay. I'm I'm not upset, but I'm not happy. So while you were at Sephora yesterday, I went and got a haircut. Now, my haircut is okay. It's not bad. The guy did an okay job. However, he did not listen to what I wanted at all. I literally told him that I was growing my hair out. Like I didn't get a haircut for like 2 months because I was trying to grow it out. I was trying to change my style a bit. Um, but now I'm back to the same style that I had before because that's literally what he did. He just shaped it up exactly how it was. He just trimmed literally every spot the same length. He took, let's say, an inch off everywhere.
Mm.
So it ended up being the exact same haircut that I had before, which is not at all what I wanted, not at all what I said. I tried calling, asking for a refund, which is the first time I've ever done this. I've never tried to do that. I've never cared enough to do it.
Do they give refunds though?
Nope,
Like on those
they do not.
like hairdressing?
So the only thing they said, it's store policy. We can have a different barber try to fix it up the best that they can. And I told them, I was like, I mean, there's no real fixing it because like the haircut's not terrible. It's fine the way it is. It's just not what I wanted. It's not what I told him to do. Like I was trying to change the style completely and he just didn't listen. So I don't know. There's no real fixing it. I just have to let it grow again. So yeah.
What do you do when you're not happy with the hairstyle? Like for me, all the times where like I've let a different hairdresser braid my hair, do my hair like with extensions or something, I've just taken out the next day, and obviously I know I can't get my money back, like
Yeah.
the money that I spent to get my hair done. But I always thought with barbers it would be different.
Yeah. I don't know.
What have you guys done? Have you guys ever been in that situation where you've asked your barber or your hairdresser for a refund? Or has your what was your hairdresser or your barber horror stories? I would love to hear those.
Yeah, like I've gotten a couple like bad haircuts over the
Mhm.
years that I wasn't like happy with. But this one I was actually like more upset because
You actually like came into Sephora like kind of like yelling, and I was like, "Oh, I like literally I didn't even think it was bad when you first walked in. I was like, "Oh, Chris, I like your haircut," and then he just went off like I was the one that cut his hair. I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! It wasn't me." Like
yeah.
people were actually kind of staring at us. That's how loud you were talking. Like you were very unhappy.
I told him too. Cuz as soon as he like styles it, he's like, "So you like it?" I was like, "I mean, it's not terrible, but this isn't what I asked for."
Hmm.
Like that I literally told him that. I said, "This isn't what I told you to do." Like what? Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. It'll grow back. And then I was like, let's just go. I'll pay you, and that's that. It was a new barber. You were in the mall at Sephora. You wanted to go to Sephora, and it was early in the morning. There was no one at this barber shop except this one guy that was working, and he was outside of the shop just kind of hanging out on his phone. So I was like, you know what? Let me just try out this new barber.
And it's funny because literally right before he walked in, I said, "You sure you want to try a new barber? Because it's kind of like cheating." I'm like, "You kind of found one that you like. Like, why not just wait?" And you're like, "No, no, I'm just gonna try one out. What's the worst that can happen?"
Anyway, yeah, no, the reason I was upset was because I literally grew out my hair for like 2 months. So now I have to wait basically another 2 months to try to get the style that I wanted.
Hmm.
By then, it's going to be January. Like, anyway.
Oh gosh, you guys, it was just a rough weekend. It just was.
Yeah, but I mean, you always get those random things, right?
Hmm.
Life can't be good all the time as much as we would like it to be.
Yeah.
There's always bad things that happen, but I guess it's trying to find the silver lining. Like,
I'm trying to learn how to just let things roll off the
yeah.
shoulders, like whatever, just let it go. Find your
Mm.
peace and then leave. I don't know, but welcome back to this Thing of Ours podcast
Where we talk about all of life's highs and lows
and everything in between. Sorry. Why'd you have to emphasize on that
on the
lows?
lows, because that's how we started this one out. We talked about the lows. Now let's get to the highs.
All right, Chris, what's a high for us?
Um, well, I mean, recently we went back to Toronto.
Yeah. And
Um,
we stayed at the same hotel.
we chose to stay at the same hotel. Although last podcast we did mention there was a couple like negatives. Trumpet gave his review on the hotel. He didn't enjoy his stay. He was happy to go home.
Oh, yeah, Curtis.
Yes. But anyway, all in all, we did choose to stay at the same hotel
Mhm.
for a couple of reasons. Now, first reason, price is good. We actually got a better price than the last time, which, I mean, hotels are kind of like that, right? It depends the weekend you're actually staying, what's happening that weekend. Rates are going to be slightly higher um, on like weekends that there's events happening in the city, and lower price when nothing's happening, right? So the price was a little bit better, and they actually gave us a slightly better room, technically. I mean, the last one we stayed in had a kitchenette,
Mhm.
which had like a sink, had cabinets, had your microwave, had your fridge, and had like a little small island. But this one had an actual stovetop.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
It was nicer and it was bigger.
yeah, it
Slightly
was a
bigger.
little bit bigger. Um, but personally, even though it had that kitchenette, I still kind of liked the design of the other one. It had like a almost like a small island
Mm.
rather than just a kitchen like countertop on the one wall, and then on the opposite side it had a bedroom. So like the layout was a little bit weird in
Yeah.
this one.
Well, beggars can be
But
choosers because the price was good.
yeah, the price was good. The price was good. But another reason why we chose to stay there was because of the um
The guy at
what's
the
their
front
name?
desk.
Concierge? Is that their name?
The front desk.
Yeah. But I think they're called concierge.
I don't know. I've always been told we
Front
were
desk
called the front
staff.
desk at the time.
Yeah. Either way. Yeah, he was very nice the first time we were there, and he actually checked us in the second time we were there.
Hmm.
Uh,
And he remembered us.
yeah.
And he gave us 2 water bottles.
He gave us 2 water bottles, gave me a snack. What was it? It was like a cookie, some sort of cookie.
The hotel
Um,
cookies.
yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't about the snacks or the water bottles. It was just like the energy that he gave us when we
Yeah.
first walked in the very first
The
time.
first time, yeah, like
Yeah.
he had a good vibe. He actually like had a conversation with us, talking to us about where we live currently in
Mhm.
Ottawa.
And what to do in Toronto,
Yeah.
Burlington. So over and all, it was good energy. I really liked him.
Yeah.
That's why we chose to stay a second time. So even though we weren't so much of a fan of the overall hotel, we did like the people that worked there. Like the people that worked there was really nice. That guy, the front desk guy, and I was actually thinking about relationships and building them like this past week. I was actually thinking to myself, it's really hard for me to build relationships. I'm not
Yeah.
like coworker relationships, friendship. Like it's actually not easy, and it has nothing to do with being an adult. I just found like I've always had that hard time of finding a connection with people.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I never really had a problem when I was younger.
Mhm.
Um, like I always had a lot of friends, because I played sports and things like that. So like I was always around people. But as I've gotten older, I noticed that it's harder to make friends.
Mhm.
Like since we moved here to Ottawa, like I'm civil with people at work. Like I get along with people. I have good conversations at work. But it's like,
It's a coworker line.
yeah,
Like,
like I don't have friends outside of work. I
mhm.
just have you and Trumpet. So building like new friendships to where like I actually have someone to hang out with. Like I mean, you've kind of done that. Like you go for walks with our neighbor.
Yeah.
Like she's got a dog too, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, so like you found something in common with her, so you were able to build that relationship,
Mhm.
right? And now you guys go for walks together. You've actually babysat her dog
Mhm.
once.
And she's babysat Trumpet for
Yes,
me.
she has. Yeah, that's true. So like now you have that thing in common,
Mhm.
and there's almost like a benefit for both you guys, and that's how you've kind of built a friendship. You
Mhm.
guys enjoy your conversations. You enjoy each other's dogs. Like you're happy to see her dog. She's happy to see Trumpet,
Mhm.
right? Like there's that benefit that you both are getting from the interaction,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like that's how all relationships are. There's always some sort of benefit that both of you have, or else you just wouldn't have that connection. You guys just wouldn't link together,
Mhm.
right? Because there's no benefit.
Yeah. So I guess that's the same thing about people growing on social media, right? You have to find that connection with someone. Like obviously the person behind the camera doing the talking, like how we are, we don't know much about our subscribers. We don't know who's actually watching our videos, but you guys know more about us. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like um it's almost like a weird relationship, I find, because you have to find a reason why you want to watch this person. What drives you to be like, let's click on this video because I like them. And
Yeah.
I think about that sometimes about social media. Like, why are we subscribed to some people? Like, what benefit do we get from watching, let's say, another person put their laundry inside of the washer machine, or putting it inside the dryer? Like, what benefit do we get from watching someone clean their house? It's like, for me, I'm just thinking, like, why am I watching this?
Mm-hmm.
Or what benefit am I getting from enjoying these people? And then I said to myself, well, it's that connection that I've built. Like, I kind of relate to, let's say, this family that I like to watch on YouTube. I like the fact that, they take trips, or I like the fact that, they're somebody's studying dentistry, so I'm watching them because, that was something I wanted to do back in the day. So it kind of like made me think about what connection are they, or what benefit are they giving me, and it kind of made me think, like, what do you guys ever think about that when you're watching something on Instagram and you subscribe to somebody on YouTube, when you subscribe
Yeah.
to us, like, what benefit are you getting? Is it like a comfort benefit? Is it a relationship like benefit that you're getting? So, like, you like the advice that sometimes we give, or the topics that you talk about that you can relate to, like, what is it?
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know this person in real life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I
true.
find social media is very a weird relationship.
It is. It is. But like I'm the same way too. Like I don't necessarily watch vlogs, but I'll watch different videos that kind of teach you different things, or whatever the case may be. But I've came across some people that I'm just like, the way they talk, I just don't resonate with it, right? So I'll click off that video and I'll go to someone that I start listening. I'm like, I like the way this guy's actually relating the information,
Yeah.
and that resonates with me. So I'm getting a benefit because, it. I don't know. It's a weird.
Well, does that person remind you of somebody else, and that's why you like this person? Or
Maybe.
is it how
Maybe.
you prefer to learn? You're like, oh, I like the way this guy teaches. It's
Yeah.
the same thing with a teacher, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've had really bad math teachers back in the day where nothing clicked in my head, and then I had that one single
And you probably didn't like
math
that teacher.
No, I didn't. But I had that one single math teacher that just everything clicked.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So, like, I think about that a lot, actually.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like anybody we have in our life that we actually communicate with, there is some sort of transaction. There is some sort of benefit, whether it's something in common, whether it's, we're going through the same things in life. They're just fun to be around. You have good conversations.
So
I
then
don't
what
know, like,
happens when people separate? Like, why do people stop talking if we have this great thing in common? Is it because people change, and then it's like, well, I don't change, you changed,
yeah,
kind of thing, and
yeah,
that's why friends aren't friends anymore?
people do change over
The
time.
transaction has expired.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's true. People do change over time, but then there's also sometimes something kind of came between you, right? Whether it's another person, or I don't know, maybe it could be even just distance, right? Just moving away from your city and you don't talk to each other as much. So now it's kind of like almost awkward to have like conversations because you just don't talk as often. So like something came between you and you just kind of grow apart, right? And they go about their life doing their things, and you're going about your life doing your things, and now
Yeah.
you don't really have those same things in common. Whereas you used to go to a coffee shop every week, you used to go to the bars when you were a little bit younger, like you used to do things together that you just don't do anymore.
Yeah.
So there's no benefit to that friendship. I don't know.
What about people who use other people? Like, there's always that one side
Yeah, there is
of that
definitely
relationship.
there is negatives to the transactional relationship, right? There definitely is. There are people out there that will want to be around you because for them it's they feel superior to you, right? Some people are a little bit bossy. So they
Why'd you say it like that and then look at me?
anyway, some people are a little bit bossy, so they like having someone that they can boss around, that actually doesn't stand up to them and just does what they say, right? Some people use you for advancement, right, in their career and life in general, in like a negative way. Like a positive relationship, you could still do that. You can use someone for your advancement, but because they give good advice or, you know, like they're a positive influence on you, that's more of a positive. But in a negative sense, they're using you, let's say in a workplace, to make themselves look better, right? So there's definitely negatives to a transactional relationship. But
Do you think Trumpet uses us? You think for real, like just going back to the pet relationship, the dog loyalty, if you stop feeding your dog, do you think he would be loyal? Do you think that transaction would expire and now the dog would no longer see you as a benefit, no longer see you as home, no longer see you as their friend,
I don't
their
know.
fur parent?
I'm not sure. Like I've seen like homeless people with dogs, and the dogs like curled up with them, like they just wouldn't leave that person. They're like they're part of the pack, right?
Yeah.
Dogs, they find their pack and they stick with it through thick and thin. So I don't think so,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I feel like he does use us a little bit. I mean, that's what every pet is. Like we've kind of trained them to do that, right? We don't let them outside to go find their own food. We feed them. So we've kind of done it to them.
Dependent.
Yeah, we've done it to ourselves.
Yeah. So I went to I went to Ren's Patches, the dog store here, and I picked up two more treats. He really likes the Stella and Chewy lamb hearts. We're gonna insert a cute little clip that we took this morning, well, this afternoon. Yeah. I thought it was super cute, so I kind of want to share it.
All right, Trumpet. So we got 3 different treats on the ground. They're all Stella and Chewies, but they are different flavors. We have wild weenies, bacon me crazy. We have lamb hearts in the middle. So those are pure lamb hearts. And then over on the right, on your left, we have the real salmon recipe, which is just jerky bites. So Trumpet is going to choose which one he wants. So he's going to run up to them, sniff them, and then give us which one that he actually wants.
Which one do you think he's going to go for?
I mean, we've done this a couple times with other treats, with like comparing different brands to the Stella and Chewies, and he's always chosen the lamb hearts, the ones right in the center. So we'll see, now that we have 3 of the same brand, which one he's going to choose. And he's getting impatient now, as you can hear. So we're going to let him go.
Okay, right, Trumpet, choose one.
Choose one.
Sniff them all and then choose. What about this one, Trumpet? Trumpet, what about this one? Trumpet.
Check the other one.
Trumpet, what about this one?
What's that one?
You sure? And you don't want those 2?
You want that one?
You want this one? Okay. So what he wants...
Okay, sit.
Okay, so this is the one that won. The Bacon Me Crazy recipe, Wild Weenies by Stella and Chewies. Trumpet loves this brand. Right, Trumpet? Trumpet's so focused.
All right.
Can you show what it looks like?
So that's what they are. That's why they're called wild weenies, I guess, because they look like little hot dogs. Or the other word, if you want to go by it.
All right, Trumpet.
Yes, this is the one he chose. There you go. Was it good?
Was it good, Trumpet?
You like that one? All right.
Like, okay, give me this one. He's like, I want to try this. Oh yeah, you gonna give this one to me? This is the second one. This is the fish. I'm surprised he chose the fish though. Okay, Trumpet. Okay. So these, I believe, are like supposed to be used as supplements, but they said on the package, you can use them as treats, I believe. But you have to break them up into small. So break that one in half. Is it good, Trumpet?
You like that?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was Trumpet choosing between 3 different treats, all the same brand, which we've never actually done before. We've done it with other brands, comparing 2 different brands, but he's always chosen the Stella and Chewy's lamb hearts. This time, he actually went for a different one.
Yeah. He chose the bacon and me treat first.
Bacon me crazy.
Oh yes, that's what it is. Bacon and me. That one actually does contain beef, and we told you guys that Trumpet is allergic to beef and chicken. We haven't fed him beef in a while, so I kind of want to see if I reintroduce it to him slowly and like not a consistent feed. If you will have any like allergic reaction or anything,
he's not allergic necessarily.
maybe a sensitivity.
Yeah, because we were feeding him a lot of beef at one point, so I think he just grew like a little bit of an intolerance to it.
Yeah.
So we kind of cut it out of his diet and try to reintroduce it just slowly, and then don't overdo it this time. See if he's okay.
But on a positive note, moving on, we did find a family doctor.
Finally. Oh man.
Finally. It took us about 2 years.
2.5 years.
Being here in Ottawa. But in Sudbury, we never had a family. Or I never had a family doctor. So I've been going 10 plus years without a family doctor now.
But see, Sudbury was different though. Sudbury had so many like just walk-in clinics everywhere. You didn't necessarily need a family doctor. Because you'd go to them, they'd give you your referrals if you needed them. Like it was just easy there.
Yeah.
Here it's like I don't even know where the nearest clinic is, to be honest.
Like, why does it take so long to get a family doctor?
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, I can't remember the stats on how many Canadians don't have one.
Yeah, I don't remember that either. But I know that I've talked to a lot of people about it over the course of us being here. And there's a lot of people that I've talked to that do not have family doctors. And they're saying the same thing. Like, yeah, I've tried to sign up. Every time I hear of a new place accepting patients, they put their name in, no calls, no nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm very surprised we actually did get a call.
It's all God. It's all God. Like literally, I've been praying, you guys.
It's funny though because we almost didn't even like. So at first, when we first got the call, we're like excited, whatever. We did some reviews. Google reviews were actually kind of bad. Not gonna lie, they were not great. Some of them we read them. People were a little bit funny. there was some good comments, but they weren't like positive comments. They were definitely negative comments. So we had like a little hesitation or like yeah, but something's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So that was our decision. We're like, something is better than nothing. If it's not great, whatever, we'll keep looking, but we'll take this for now. So our first appointment was supposed to be 2 weeks ago. We showed up after work. We both actually left work early to get there. No appointment, no doctor.
Yeah.
Doctor wasn't there.
The guy at the front desk didn't even call us to say, hey, this doctor is not here. He just left or emerged. Like,
yeah,
nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, not the doctor's fault. There was an emergency that he had to go to, whatever. Not his fault. I get that. But the receptionist didn't call to let us know. Because I would have stayed at work for my extra hour. I wouldn't have left work early. So either way, that happened. He rescheduled us. We went on Saturday, yesterday, we went back to the clinic. We had our appointment. It was actually scheduled. They didn't cancel. Doctor was there.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor was actually really nice.
Yeah,
He
he
was
was.
actually a very, very nice guy.
He's from England.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He's only been here in Ottawa for three and a half months, he said.
Yeah.
So even though the clinic itself or the family doctor, company has some negative reviews, he's a new doctor, right? He's brand new. So you can't fault him for past mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. Like, it's not his fault that they have all these past reviews that are all negative.
Yeah.
Maybe he is going to change it for the better.
Mm-hmm.
And, lucky for us, we got in at a good time,
Yeah.
right? So that's the way I'm looking at it.
I know. What is so funny though, because as soon as before we walked in, I said, "Oh my gosh, if this is from God, I really hope this works out." Walked in, and literally the receptionist called his clinic trash, and I kind of, it was, I looked at the ceiling like, I was trying to like looking up at God like, bruh.
This is what you sent me here for? This guy?
Yeah, I just couldn't believe it. Like, I've never heard anyone that worked for another company call that company straight trash.
Yeah.
I've never heard such thing.
Yeah, I've never heard a staff member talk to a customer. I've heard
Customers talk to the front desk.
yes,
That's why you
or
have that
I've
sign.
heard employees talk to employees
Yeah.
about how bad the place is to work at and different things like that. But I've never heard a staff member talk to a customer that way.
Mhm.
It was just
Or a potential patient.
so shocking.
Yeah.
So shocking. But either way, again, you can't fault
Yeah.
the entire clinic for one staff member.
Mm-hmm.
When we went yesterday, it was a different receptionist. She was actually super nice.
Yeah, she was.
She was very nice. And like even like waiting in the lineup outside because they only opened at 9 a.m. and it's on Saturdays also a walk-in clinic, so there was a lineup to get in. She came outside, she started talking to people saying, hey, we'll be opening the door soon, just, and like she was actually like
She
very,
cared.
very good receptionist.
Yeah, and she cared. I think that's what people maybe are looking for. People that care and they just want to be noticed.
Yeah.
They don't want to be invisible. And that's what I feel like a lot of Canadians maybe feel like when they don't have a family doctor, or when they go to the doctor and they say, "Oh, this is wrong," and maybe the doctor ignores them. Like, I feel like even myself, I feel invisible.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe that's part of the reason why I'm so upset about my haircut. Because I'm like, I explained to you what I wanted. Why did you just do your own thing?
Like, people aren't listening.
Yeah, like you just went ahead and just did your own thing when I explained to you what I wanted. So maybe that's why I'm so upset about it. I don't know.
Because you didn't feel heard.
Yeah. It's very possible. I never actually thought of it like that until now. But
Yeah, maybe that's all some people really want. It's just the invisible just wants to feel heard. People want to feel appreciated. People want to feel loved. People want to feel important.
yeah.
Right? I always wondered, like, how do you know something's sent from God? Because like I said earlier, I was like, please, if this is from you, God, please let this work out. Like, how do you know it was sent from God and not like Satan himself? It's an honest question. Like, how do you know?
You just gotta wait and see, I guess.
Like, you just got to ride out the wave?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you think that just because something didn't work out per se, you think, oh, that's definitely not from God, or God didn't want me to be here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you didn't get the job, we're like, oh, no, this is God's, this wasn't from God.
Yeah.
But like, what if you were supposed to go to that interview and then let them reject you and it was from God? I don't know. I'm always curious to know. That's all. I'm just curious to know. How do you know when something is from God?
Well, I mean, in that sense, going to an interview, so like a specific place that you've wanted to work at so much, he you'll end up getting the opportunity to go to the interview, and then you get rejected,
Which
quote
I did.
unquote. But that could actually be a blessing in disguise, because like, even though in your mind you thought this place was going to be a good place for you,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it really wasn't. Maybe you would have actually really hated going in every day. So it was him that was actually like rejecting you from being there and protecting you.
Rejection or redirection?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So, or protecting you,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, I think he allows you to see for yourself, or closes doors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because had you never gotten that interview, that door would have always been open in the back of your mind. You would have always kept dreaming about this place,
Mm-hmm.
and you wouldn't have been focusing on what's actually for you,
Yeah.
right? So that's why that door got closed. He had to let you through the door to push you back out and close it, sort of
Sure.
thing,
Yeah.
right? Let you walk in just a little bit
Mm-hmm.
and be like, no, 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 you got to back up out this door, close that, onto the next.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel that way about some people that I meet in my life. Because I'll be like, oh, yeah, they're a great friend. They're a great friend. And then something happens and I'm like, wow, you are
Yeah.
not a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard for me to not use that word loosely.
What's that?
Like, use the word friend. I use it very loosely. I'll be like, oh yeah, my friend did this, but they're not really a friend, they're just an acquaintance. But I say, oh yeah, my friend did this, like when I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking, just like, it's just so easy to say, oh yeah, my friend did this and blah 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 blah, but it's not really a friend, it's just an acquaintance. And I have to
Mm-hmm.
remember that it's just an acquaintance, or you just know of this person, it's not really a friend.
Yeah.
Like, how would you describe the definition of a friend? Because I know you said for you a friend seems to have benefits.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as long as there is some mutual benefit between the two of you, um, that's someone that you can consider a friend. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I feel like people, if it really and truly came down to it, people would choose themselves over you. People always will choose themselves if it comes down to it. A lot of time it won't. Don't get me
Like,
wrong.
what do
Like,
you mean? Come, like, something ever happened? People
yeah,
will protect themselves before they protect you.
yes.
Like, they'll never take the blame for anything.
It depends on the consequence. It depends on the consequence, right? Um, People will always try to protect themselves, right? They won't take the blame for you if it's going to lead them to negative consequences. People throw people under the bus all the time, right?
Mm.
But anyway, that's getting a little bit negative there. Um, I just think that unless there's the benefit, unless there's that transaction, there is no mutual agreement to be like, we're friends,
Hmm.
right? I just don't believe it. Like, if there was nothing, then there would be nothing. It just wouldn't. You
Mm-hmm.
walk past people every day that you have no connection with, that you've never tried to build a relationship with, because you don't have that connection. There is no mutual benefit.
But sometimes you just don't vibe with people. That's all.
That's exactly it.
But you can still be like, yeah, yeah, like, we're an acquaintance, but there's just,
That's
we
different.
just, yeah, we just don't vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's different. Like, I'll be social with you, I'll be civil. Don't get me wrong, I will be 100%. But above and beyond that, I just don't see anything there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I don't know why this popped into my mind, but going back, this is so random. Going back to the hotel, we were getting into bed, and This is so random, but my side was not tucked in. This is so, I don't know why I started, like, as you were talking, so it just popped into my brain. My side was not tucked in, and his side was tucked in.
Yeah.
And literally, I looked at you and I said, "My side's not tucked in, Curtis. Why is my side tucked in?" And then you're like, "My side's tucked in." And he was like all nice and tight on his side underneath the blanket, even though we were underneath the exact same blankets. I just felt so loose, so open. Do you guys remember that episode of Seinfeld?
It was Jerry and George.
Yeah. When George didn't want to be tucked in, and Jerry was like, "I don't really care. Tuck me in, don't tuck in."
Yeah. Yeah, Jerry's sitting there on the one of the beds
Mm-hmm.
on the phone talking to someone, and George is talking to the
The
people,
housekeeper.
yeah, the people that clean the room, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, "So when you come to clean the room, we want one
One
tuck
tuck, the
and
other.
one no tuck."
Yeah.
And then he asked Jerry, maybe we should just make this easy and just both do no tucks
Mm-hmm.
because he didn't want his tucked in. So anyway, Jerry's like, I don't care, whatever. Oh, you know what? Second thought, tuck me in.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, one tuck, no tuck, one tuck, and one no tuck. Anyway, the person actually, we watched this little skit again recently.
Yeah.
And it's funny because George, at the end of it, he was still upset because his bed ended up getting tucked in.
Mm-hmm.
But he was blaming the housekeeper for doing it wrong, which actually he didn't do it wrong.
Yeah.
He actually did it right because Jerry, the one who wanted his tucked in, was on the bed George slept in
Yeah.
when he was on the phone. So the person actually did it right, but George didn't catch on to that he said he didn't tell the person which bed he wanted tucked
Yeah.
in. But either way,
They could have just switched beds. They noticed that one side was tucked in and the other didn't.
yeah.
But it's just funny because I was thinking about it. I was like, I kind of like being tucked. I like the tuck because
Yeah.
I feel nice and tight. Like I would have the best sleep on fresh, tight sheets.
See, I move around too much in my sleep, so I like being nice and loose.
Yeah.
I prefer no tuck.
I'm a tucker. I want to know which one are you guys. Are you guys a tucker or a no tuck when you guys
Yeah.
sleep in hotels rooms?
Yeah.
I don't know. That just randomly came across my mind. It made me laugh.
But
Oh,
anyway, we're at 2% there.
yeah.
Camera's going to die, so we're going to call it for this podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Sorry if it was all over the place. I feel like it was kind of negative. I know we talked about this before, but I want to let's try it again. Let's go 1 week without complaining, without thinking anything negative.
Yeah.
Even if something happens, let's just try to brush it off our shoulders for 1 week. I really want, well, actually 2 weeks because the time we make another podcast.
Try to find that silver lining. Try to find the positive in the negative. And
We'll
yeah.
let you know how we do.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more. And
For more of our random conversations
yeah.
and random thoughts.
Comment below anything that you felt about this podcast. Any ideas for the future, let us know. And we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.